Well, hey there, everybody. It's Carol here. Oh my gosh, you guys, my head is spinning. I just got done with an interview with Dr. Ben Bikman. He's author of the brand new book, Why We Get Sick. I just put it on the shelf. It's all right. Oh gosh, this is hard backwards. Right there. It's one of those two books. Because one of them is a salt fix, the other one's Why We Get Sick. It's the first one. Yeah, right there. Anyways, my head is spinning. In a good way. So Dr. Bikman came on for my private members in my Keto Lifestyle Crew membership and answered questions for them privately. So I just wanted to share some highlights with you guys. If you haven't read his book yet, go get a copy right now. It is amazing. And so this also is inspired by one of my clients' questions. So I do coaching with them every week, answer any and all questions that they have. Somebody recently asked, what is the goal to get down to only one meal a day? Is that the only way that we can heal insulin resistance? And so this dovetails nicely into the information that we covered. Oh, hey, sorry. Can you hear me now? You probably could hear me, but now it's probably a lot better. Sorry, I forgot my microphone right behind me. Sorry about that. Okay, let me reset the question for you then. So one of my clients recently, just somebody in the chat box, let me know if you could not hear what I was just saying or if it was fine, but it was a little muffled. So let me know. I'm laughing at myself right now. So I got this cool mic stand and it allows me to move it all over the place and I can get it like really close to me now. But sometimes I forget that it's over on the side over there out of my way. So somebody let me know if you could hear what I was just saying. So anyways, one of my clients asked recently, we could hear you. Okay, thanks. Leticia is listening. One of my clients recently asked, is the goal just to get to one meal a day? Some of you may know that as OMAD, O-M-A-D, one meal a day. Cool acronym, right? And then that dovetails in really well with the private interview I just had with Dr. Ben Bikman for my keto members, where he answered all their questions that they had, which was really cool. And he's such a great guy. And so anyways, the book, Why We Get Sick, Dr. Ben Bikman, go get a copy if you don't have it now. But let's get on to answering that question. So is the goal to get to one meal a day? And then what actually are the top 3 dietary recommendations to heal insulin resistance? So in the top 3 recommendations, well, the one meal a day is not really in there, but it could apply. Okay, so let's first cover the top 3 dietary recommendations. So these are based on what Dr. Bikman has in his book and what he just talked about with my members. His top 3 recommendations, that's 5, that's not 3. 3, okay. Number 1, to heal insulin resistance, number 1 thing you want to do is control your carbs. This is going to be something that's individualized for each person out there. Everyone on this planet will do pretty well if they restrict carbs to some degree. How much you need to do that is going to be individualized. And the more insulin resistant you are, the more you're going to need to control your carbohydrates. So for the ladies I'm working with, I specialize in working with women that are 40 plus that are looking to live a keto lifestyle for long-term weight loss. And so for them, most of them, we're starting out to maximize weight loss at 20 total grams or less per day. Some of them end up with a little bit higher amount than that than they can tolerate. So this is something that's customized. There's no one size fits all. So number 1 recommendation is control carbs. So the number 2 recommendation to heal insulin resistance is prioritize protein. So this often comes as a surprise to a lot of people out in the keto world, because originally, back 5 years ago, we thought we had to be really careful with protein. We get mixed up about this because for a metabolically therapeutic ketogenic diet for people with epilepsy, brain cancer, Alzheimer's, things like that are very severe medical conditions that are being treated with a ketogenic diet, that looks a lot different than a weight loss ketogenic diet. Additionally, as Dr. Bikman has lectured all over the world and written papers about this, that protein with fat does not cause a huge insulin response. It's only when we eat protein with carbohydrates. So if we have a high blood glucose to start with, or at the same time as consuming protein, that's actually where we get a significant impact of the protein on top of it. So in the context of a low carb diet, when your insulin is near optimal or coming down to optimal, and you don't have high blood glucose and you don't eat carbs with that protein, then protein does not impact your ability to be in ketosis or weight loss. In fact, I've discovered with my clients, we've done a lot of experimenting with this. In fact, the higher the protein intake, the more rapid the weight loss can be for them, the fat loss specifically. So number 2 recommendation for healing insulin resistance is prioritizing protein. So this is what I coach my clients to do at every meal. Start with your protein planning. One, it's going to facilitate satiety, but also most of your nutrients in your food come along with protein as well. Then the 3rd recommendation for healing insulin resistance, this is straight from Dr. Ben Bickman, the insulin resistance expert. His 3rd recommendation then is to fill with fat. Okay, so this is the 3rd recommendation. These are in order of priority. So first we're going to control carbs, prioritize protein, and then fill the remainder of your calorie needs with fat. This doesn't mean that fat comes first, or we need a huge amount of fat, that you're just going to fill the rest of what you need to eat for satiety and health with fat. So it doesn't mean you're chugging tons of fat. It doesn't mean that fat's your first priority. It just means that that's what's going to fill up the rest of what you're eating. Okay, so those are the top 3 dietary recommendations. So let's go back now to that question my client had about, like, is 1 meal a day, is that the goal? For some people, that may be appropriate. That may be allow them to better control their carbs and not overeat fat. However, in getting adequate protein, and actually let me just plug another book. I love to read lots of the current books. So if you guys haven't got this one either, this is always backwards, so it's hard to do. Let's see. There we go. The Case for Better Meat, Sacred Cow by Diana Rogers and Rob Wolf. They talk about in here that we really, really, really need to prioritize protein for optimal nutrition. If you guys are freaking out about the environmental stuff, go get the copy of the book. They cover all of those myths. Okay, here we go. Why well-raised meat is good for you and good for the planet. Good for the planet, yes, okay. But most of the vitamins and minerals that come in foods are going to come in high protein foods as well. So optimizing protein, prioritizing protein, not just optimizing it, but prioritizing it each meal and each day. So 1 meal a day, some people can do that. You might end up eating about a pound of some kind of meat a day to get your protein needs. So for some people, that's very difficult. That's too much for them to eat in 1 meal. So maybe 2 meals, maybe 3 meals is best. So it depends. For some people, 1 meal a day helps them control their appetite better. They can get enough nutrients in 1 meal because they're having a nice big feast. But for not everyone is that necessarily the optimal goal. So, all right, that's what I had for you today. I'm going to come out with some little snippets of the interview with Dr. Bickman pretty soon. And but I just had to come and share that that was one of the many things that we got out of that too. So how to heal insulin resistance. I gave you the top 3 diet recommendations. Let's see them in the chat. Can you guys get them now? Have you memorized them? What are the top 3 dietary recommendations for healing insulin resistance? And then I answered the question, is the only way to heal insulin resistance to get to 1 meal a day? The answer to that was no, not for everybody. Oh, I got a heart. Thank you. All right, let's quiz time. Quiz time. What are the top 3 dietary recommendations in order to heal insulin resistance? Easy enough for me to say. Apparently not today. All right. I'm gonna say them if nobody says them. Okay, so, and I know some of you are just popping in right now. So the top 3 dietary recommendations. Here's a summary of what I just taught you. Control your carbs. This is something that's going to be individualized depending on how severe somebody's insulin resistance is. Prioritize protein and fill with fat. So the rest of your needs are going to come from fat foods. Another little snippet from Dr. Bickman. The best fat to get is the fat that comes naturally with the protein sources that we are eating. So the convenience, the way that nature, the way that food and humans have been designed, they're all neatly packaged in there. So Nancy says, you sure get tan fast. Well, I've been in Phoenix, Arizona for 2 months now, and I've had plenty of time to get nice and tan while I'm here. So that wraps up what I've got for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments if you have other questions, other topics you'd like me to cover. I've got a whole list of them there. My Leticia has been keeping a list of them, of all the questions I have that I could possibly answer for you guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.